welcome and thank you guys for attending this event. Like I said, my name is Mr. Hernandez. I'm a student success coach. I'm accompanied by two other fellow success coaches as well. I primarily work with Newport High School students and business and associate of arts degree students.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not in Newport High School, but I do nursing. So, if you're going down that pathway,
Tim Taylor.
I am Tim Taylor. I'm the new success coach here. I've been here just a few weeks. I hang out at Toledo and Walport High Schools. So.
Me, hi, I'm Marshall. I'm president of Oregon Coast Community College. So I'm here along with our vice president of engagement, Dave Price. This should show you how important this program is to us. That's why we're here tonight, to show you all that this is part of our college and a part of the college that we believe strongly in, and a huge partnership that we have with Lincoln County School District. It matters. It's just as much a part of our institution as the students that are here taking nursing classes or whatever it is that we're doing, welding classes, whatever it may be. But the reason I'm here is because I want you all to understand how valuable this opportunity is for you students and parents. I want you to kind of like encourage, because there is no reason that you should leave high school without some college credits, okay? And what that does is, if you want to go to college someday, these credits all transfer with you, okay? And it's a fraction of the cost. You will be able to get out of here, some of you with enough credits to get you 2-3 classes that transfer, some of you with an associate's degree. It is very, very important that if you want to go to college, that you take this opportunity. Maybe you don't want to go to college. Maybe you're here because your parents are pushing you to be here, and Jose promised you free tacos. I get it. Tacos were good, by the way. And today is a very special day because not only is it Cinco de Mayo, but it's also Taco Tuesday on the same day, right? So you may decide right now, you're thinking, I don't want to go to college, college is stupid, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You may have a different opinion. And so this is an insurance policy for you. You're gonna have to take the classes anyways. I want to say that again. You're going to have to take them anyways. You might as well get some value and some bang for your buck, so that someday when you decide, maybe I do want to go to college, maybe I want to go, who here wants to be a welder or a nurse? You got to take those classes, because it's not just about nursing and welding. You still got to do the writing 121, the math 111. You have to take those to get the degree. So again, I'm repeating myself. I'm begging you, don't miss this opportunity, okay? The other side of this is a direct link into our institution. Once you start whether it's early college or college credit now, it doesn't matter. You're going to be part of our system, and you're going to be part of our network, and you're going to have these advisors at your disposal to help you. Maybe you don't want to go here. That's okay. Maybe you want to go to Oregon State. Fine, they transfer. The classes transfer, okay? The other thing I want to tell you is that we are very, very specific about the courses that we offer, because we want to make sure that the courses that we offer to you are transferable to any of the 17 community colleges or any of the 7 public universities that we have here in our state, okay? Super duper important. I'm not going to ask you if I have any questions, because you're going to hear a whole bunch of stuff, but I hope that you take this opportunity. We want to welcome you. I want to tell you, we don't care who you are, where you come from, you're welcome here. You have a place here. And that's what we're all about here, as serving the students of Lincoln County, and that's all of you. So I hope that you'll join us. I hope that you'll take this opportunity, okay? Jose, thank you.
Go over a few things. One, we're going to talk about our programs. We're going to talk about early college credit. We're going to talk about why college and higher education. And then, if you guys pay very, very great attention, we have a trivia session, and we have sunglasses, lunch boxes, tumblers, no triple C shirt, and we have a welding shirt in Spanish. Pretty cool. Alrighty, so let's begin. So these are some potential benefits of just choosing college overall. We're going to take a step back and we're just gonna focus on education. So education pays first and foremost. As you can see, apprenticeships compared, to four-year degrees or higher, you're going to see that degrees, even if it's a one-year certificate, a two-year degree, a four-year degree, the average hourly earnings are higher. As you can see, we go to 2 years, some college degree, high school diploma, and then no high school diploma. It's a statistic, and it's from the state of Oregon Employment Department. So that's one way to start considering why pursue higher education. Here are some examples of wages that Oregon Coast Community College has to offer, depending on what degree you get. And so we're gonna start and look at a registered nurse. This is from a few sources. So on average, they earn about 98,360 or about 47.42 per hour. Welding, we have 48,000, average 23 an hour. Elementary school teachers earn about 63,000, 30.44 an hour. And of course, it kind of depends, but traditionally they earn up to 41,000 or about $20 an hour for some of the certificates and degrees that we offer here at Oregon Coast Community College. Alrighty, so why choose Oregon Coast Community College? First and foremost, the classes are affordable, right? You're gonna have less long-term debt. One 4 credit class at Oregon State University today costs 1,600 about per 4 credit course. Here at Oregon Coast Community College, on average, one 4 credit class, it's $650. That doesn't include the early college tuition waiver of 100% that we'll later talk about. In addition, you have success coach accessibility. So you have me. I go to Newport High School, and us as success coaches, we communicate with high schools to make our relationship as strong as possible. At Newport High School, I'm there every Thursday at the Aspire Center, which is like a college and career resource center. I'm there every single Thursday. Students will meet with me, talk to me, and I'll talk to them about what we have to offer and how I'm able to help them along the way. Great resource for higher education as a high school student. We also have smaller classes, which equates to better connection. Believe it or not, this is the biggest classroom we have at Oregon Coast Community College, and it fits up to 45, if you squeeze, and pretty low, maybe 50 students. That's the biggest size of a class that we have, which means that the student to teacher ratio is really great. But for me, I actually started in the most terrible math class ever possible. It doesn't even exist anymore, which was Math 20. At first, I thought I was not gonna complete college because to me, I felt really guilty that I was placed that low and I wanted to prove myself. But what I didn't realize is that my math class only had 10 people. I could ask questions left and right, and it felt like I was getting tutoring on the spot. And I wasn't even wasting anyone's time other than 9 other students, right? So it was really, really great. And so the student to teacher connection really helped me thrive, that I went all the way to Math 112, which is pre-calculus tutoring opportunity. So it was a long, long road of ups and downs, but I couldn't have done it, in my opinion, without that small student to teacher ratio that I get here. You also get transfer opportunities. And so how Marshall emphasized, you'll need to take Writing 121, you'll need to take Math 111 sooner or later. Why not take it here for a fraction of the cost and with a smaller class size too? Great. So here is an overview of what programs that we have. And so Oregon Coast Community College offers 9 associate's degrees in several different certificate programs. And if you're gonna see here's a broad layout, but we'll go ahead and emphasize and dive in on some. To begin with, aquarium science. Did you know there's only 2 aquarium science programs in the whole nation? One of them is here, one of them is, I think it's all the way in the East Coast in Marion. Really amazing program. It's very rare, and there are many internships and job opportunities here locally, which is huge, right? A lot of us have doubts of As soon as you get out of the door, what are you going to do with that certificate or degree, right? And here at Oregon Coast Community College, we have fish hatcheries, we have the Hatfield Marine Science Center, we have the Oregon Coast Aquarium in Manoa, and we have a really good partnership with Hatfield Marine Science Center at OSU, which is really, really great. Nursing, by far our most popular degree that we offer at Oregon Coast Community College. It's a program that trains students to become registered nurses or other nursing professionals. But we don't just have nursing as the program. We also have nursing assisting, which is one term. In addition to that, we have a medical assisting program too. So the nursing assisting is one term, and high school seniors are eligible to take this program. The Lincoln County School District pays for a certain amount of students to be able to take this program with all tuition, fees, books, 100% covered. And then they can also take their national exam for being a nursing assistant. And the age is 18. It is only a small amount of seats that we allow students for to be considered to nursing assistant, but it's a really, really good pathway. We also have a medical assistant, and that's 1 full year of the certificate. So the medical assisting is 1 year, and it is about 29 total credits. The awesome thing about this medical assisting certificate is you can take a few early college classes like Psychology 101 and Writing 121 your junior year, senior year, and then you can start that program and you have less for the certificate to do in the terms of credits. What I find really, really awesome about this medical assisting program though, is that the summer term is hands-on of an internship, like credit course load, which is really awesome because it helps with transitioning, right? Getting your foot in the door, either having a nice reference for your job or having experience before you even complete the certificate. Another great thing is that you get hands-on clinical experience in a variety of healthcare settings. And we also partner with Samaritan and other local healthcare providers, which is really good. One that's not mentioned that we just relaunched again is our EMT program, and that's one term is 4 credits, and you can take EMT part 1, and then you can take EMT part 2, and it's a really, really great way to start getting into the entrance or foot in the door for programs like maybe becoming a paramedic and such. We also have elementary education. And so this program helps students prepare to be elementary school teachers, and this is one of our associate's degrees we have in partnership with Western Oregon University and Oregon State University. So this degree, even though we have a partnership, is very, very flexible. We can go to Western, like I said, Oregon State, but also Eastern Oregon University and Southern Oregon University. It's really great because most of these classes can be done online, which has good flexibility, especially if we have local people in the county working 9 to 5s. We do have a good amount of flexibility in the courses that we offer, especially our education core. Almost all of those courses are online. The elementary mathematics sequence 211 to 213 is done fully online too. But it's really awesome because how this program works is that your 4th year, you do student teaching, which is super huge. And at Western and Oregon State University, you can do that program fully online your 4th year, which is super, super. We also have welding. So it's at Veritas in the Port of Toledo, but if you're interested in early college, there is also Taft High School that does welding, which is super awesome. It offers hands-on training with expert faculty and teams with industry certification. The big thing to keep in mind is that Oregon Coast Community College tuition is generally more affordable than that of a private welding program or technical school. Another huge benefit is that students who apply for the Oregon Promise Grant, which is a grant Oregon high school students can obtain so long as they have a 2.0 and meet FAFSA requirements. they can enroll under an Associate of General Studies program or a welding certificate. And Oregon Promise can pay for those credits, which is really, really nice. So it's a nice, you can say like financial aid loophole, but it's a great opportunity to use that Oregon Promise grant that high school seniors. Alright. Early childhood education is one of the certificates that is growing at a really crazy rate. So this early childhood education certificate introduces the foundations of early childhood education and family studies. It's a career pathway certificate and it features a total of 36 credits. So something that I talked about, the medical assistant certificate, is that you get hands-on learning there. It's kind of an internship, which is weaved into the curriculum. Early childhood education students pursuing the certificate get that benefit too. So there have been a lot of early childhood education students who part of their practicum hours, which is 4 credits per term, get either a job that pays them and they're also getting college credit, which is great. Another amazing opportunity is, again, they get a nice reference, right? And they get experience. When they get to a interview process, they can talk about that they have their certificate and the experience, and they can share real world life examples within that too. There's also employment opportunities that lead to, again, teaching assistant, childcare aid, lead teacher, and a family childcare program provider and program director. So with this certificate, many students have been able to create their own business. And as you all know, childcare is in high demand here in Lincoln County. So it's a really nice way to become your own boss and transition to. So this is the degree that I overview and I advise students in. This is the Associate of Science for Business. It's a business degree. So it meets the lower division requirement, right? So before I talk more about business, I want to just emphasize on what an associate's degree is. There's so many classes. If you want to be a dental hygienist, if you want to go into engineering, if you want to go into business, teaching, whatever it may be, there's going to be lower division requirements that you need to take. And you can take almost 90 or a little bit more than 90, well, average is 90 for an associate's degree of lower division requirements, right? And they're very diverse. You're obviously going to emphasize in your core. So for business, you'll take Business 101, data analysis using Microsoft Excel, which talks about pivot tables. There's also introduction to sales, marketing. You'll have to take statistics, Math 111, writing, science courses. You satisfy all your lower division requirements so that when you transfer to a 4-year university, they look at your transcript. Not only do you already have an associate's degree, but you're already guaranteed to be halfway done with a bachelor's degree, which is absolutely amazing. In fact, sometimes students can even take more than 90 credits. I see a lot of students taking higher level biology classes, higher level mathematics classes, because they need it for their degree. And it's offered here, right, for a fraction of the cost. So that's something really, really, really interesting about this program too. Alrighty, so looking ahead in 2027, in exactly 1 year and a few months from now, we'll have this beautiful building. As you guys saw, it drove by, and then they're doing some work right now with it. It's the OCATS, it's the Oregon Coast Advanced Technology and Trade Center. And we don't have 100% of an idea what programs we are going to offer just yet, but we do have some that we have in consideration. And in the next slide, we'll show you, these are some of the programs. So we're looking into aquaculture, maritime technology, and maritime engineering, mechatronics automation. We have pre-apprenticeship construction and building trades. We have a pre-apprenticeship program that launches every single fall, and it's a really, really great program for trades and getting your foot in the door. We're going to expand on that. We also have maritime construction, welding, and plumbing technical and maritime support. The nice thing about it too, and you'll see in this slide, this upcoming slide is that we have open space. So we're gonna have flexible space in programming, so we're trying to meet our community's needs and pivoting around and evolving and adapting around what our community needs, right? So that's something that's super awesome. Here's a few other programs too. I don't think we're gonna have underwater welding, but that's one that is listed on the website for something. We will not. Okay. We have a few other additional degrees, and two I'm really excited for because they're launching this upcoming fall. The first one's going to be an Associate of Psychology, which is going to be super great. And the one that I'm most excited for is going to be Natural Resources. So if you're interested in forestry, fish and wildlife, if you're interested in natural resources, anything as such, we partnered with Oregon State University to have a secured 100% direct transfer to that four-year institution once you meet these requirements. In addition to that, we have a Associate of Arts transfer degree. We have an Associate of Arts in Computer Science, and then we have a General Studies. The General Studies unfortunately does not guarantee junior level standing because the 5 cores are writing, math, science, arts and letters, and social science. And then after that, it's 70 credits of electives. But the nice thing that the Associate of General Studies offers is flexibility. I'm working with a student who got their early childhood education certificate. It counted towards that general studies degree, and now they've pivoted. They want to do nursing. So they're taking free nursing classes. So by the time they graduate with an Associate of General Studies degree, fingers crossed, knocking on wood, they get admitted to that very, very prestigious and competitive nursing program here at Oregon Coast Community College. But they also have a certificate, right? Which is super, super awesome. Okay. So now it's time to talk about our early college and dual credit process. So I'll have Vicky Roller and Google Montalvo come up to talk about this program here shortly.
You want to see it now? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, absolutely. Okay, so this is our early college and dual credit program. No worries. So before we get into this, I do just want to talk about what early college is, but more so taking a step back in what really are the steps for early college students and what they need to do to get into becoming an early college student. So Vicky's a counselor at Newport High School, and so Vicky, what do you normally look into when you help a student who is interested in college?
Okay, that one did go. No, so for those of you that you haven't met, I recognize some of my students. I'm Vicky, and this is Ugo, we're the counselors in Newport High School. And I think when I think about, you want me to talk about early college or
Yeah.
credit?
Yeah.
Early college. I think about the opportunities where, maybe as a high school student, you can make a unique academic plan for yourself where you're able to access classes in community college that can feel very purposeful to like your future plans. And so we'll have students that they want to take a psychology class here or a writing class, and they're able to explore college, what that's like, but it also can count as a high school credit. And so they're meeting their high school requirement and then also starting to explore college. I think one of the other things that's awesome is I hear a lot from high school students like, why do I want to go to college? Like, I don't even know what I want to study. So like, what's the point of going to college? And like, that's what the point is, to go to college and like figure out what you want to do, right? You probably aren't going to figure out what you're interested in if you're just staying in your high school job. You don't wake up one day and like, oh, I want to be a psychologist. So the point of going to college is so you can figure out what you want to do in college. And being a high school student, it's a very low pressure way. It's very like budget friendly. We partner with you guys, and so tuition is covered. And I'll let you talk about the details of all that looks like. So I think one of the other things I hear, and jump in if I'm wrong, is that there's kind of this philosophy that like you have to be an IB student or higher, super advanced to be able to take these classes. And sure, we want students that are able to like read and write and do math and be able to like perform successfully. But I think about like, if there is like, if the why is strong enough for a student, that we're gonna figure the how out. And like, that's what our job is, figure out, if you want to take psychology at college, we're gonna figure out how to do that in partnership with you guys. So, I'm not sure if that's what you were asking,
Oh, yeah,
but
that's
those
perfect.
are my thoughts about early college. I have two sons that both graduated from high school. My one son, he did the welding program here. My other son took various classes that helped him go into college with credits, and he was able to like register earlier when he got to university. And so I'm a big fan of early college, and you know, some of you that are in it, you have to do, because you have different institutions. So I'll have a student come and ask me a question, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't work for OCCCP, I can help you with this. But I think that's what's so awesome about the partnership. But then also your student has an opportunity to build some agency to navigate these different institutions, and we're here to help them. But there's a lot of advocacy that they're learning along the way too.
Yeah, and what about dual credits? How is that process? That's what we're about.
Okay, so for dual credit, I believe this year, so some of our IB classes are aligned with dual credit, and is there anyone here from Toledo? Walport, okay, so I can't speak to what Walport offers for dual credit, but I know if you talk to Denise, who's cross your counselor, she can talk with you about what dual credit. So in Newport High School, some of our IB classes, are lined up with dual credit, so like our IB senior English class, the higher levels, so we get English 104. I think one of the most awesome things that you talked about, probably 121. It's like a basic, like, would you call that like a general ed course at community college? So all of our juniors are in IB English, and they have the opportunity, if they sign up, to get dual credit for writing 121. Which is no cost for them at all if they take it dual credit. Dual credit is like on our campus, taught by our teachers in partnership with a community college instructor. So I think that sometimes with the scheduling, it's hard to do early college, but with dual credit, it's on campus in person with high school teachers.
Big emphasis on dual credit is that everything is free. Early college, the tuition is free for the first course, 100% paid for, but you still have to pay your supplies, and books, right? So Oregon Coast Community College is trying their best to move forward to something called OERs, which are online educational resources, pretty much a free textbook, but there are some classes, for example, medical terminology, the book's almost $300, right? So you have to consider, okay, college, when I graduate high school, it's not just going to be the tuition. There's also housing, right? If you live off campus. But there's also books, and those are expensive, and those weigh down so much on stress that if you take advantage of early college, then it does mediate a little bit of the stress when it comes to financing for the book or anything as such. And also, if the opportunity is where you have a free digital textbook, it's super huge. A few things I did just want to go over is that for the first course, LCSD covers 100%. You pay 100% of the fees and books. So a good analogy I'm going to give tonight is tacos, because you guys have some, right? You think of a taco with the meat, carne asada, right? Carne asada is the most delicious part of the taco, in my opinion. That's the tuition that gets covered. But the cilantro, the onions, and the salsa, those are the fees, those are the books. If you take an online class, there is online fees that you have to consider, right? So that's one variable. Am I going to be able to have a flexible schedule and attend this class in person? Or am I going to have to start understanding and adapting to the online environment that Oregon Coast Community College has often? Again, how much time do college classes take? You're expected to invest about 2 to 3 hours of class work per week for every credit, and most classes are on average 3 to 4 credits. So go ahead and look into the next slide. And then this is dual credits. Again, we talked about it. You're in your safety, your environment. You don't have to drive. You don't have to, do so many things to get to that campus or anything as such, because you're taking it with a teacher that and you might be very, very comfortable with, but also you're not paying any additional fees for anything such. If you are interested in taking dual credit classes, you talk to, your guidance counselors or teachers and see what offerings they have, right? So Newport High School, they have a dual credit class, which is really awesome in, IB English. So students get dual credit for English 104. Their juniors in IB, they get credit for writing 121, which is really awesome. But I know Toledo, Taft, Siletz, Eddyville might have these dual credit options, which is great. Because especially if you live in Siletz or if you live in Eddyville, it's going to be tough to commute to us, right? So, considering dual credit is not a bad option too. So some classes that we offer here at Oregon Coast Community College for early college students includes Introduction to Psychology, Japanese Culture, Environmental Literature, Introduction to Oceanography, English Composition, Yoga, Blueprint Reading, Principles of Marketing, among others, right? And one class that I want to spotlight on is going to be College Survival and Success. Next. So this course helps you succeed in college and makes most of your experience. You'll learn a few things. So first, it's going to be how to manage your time effectively, make good decisions about your money, and you also build confidence, right? It's a nice introduction course. We typically recommend students who are either starting early college to take it their first term, or students who are going to be seniors and they're either first generation or have no idea how to navigate college to take it their first or second term. It's great too because you manage time effectively. You also set goals for yourself, and it's a nice entrance to what Oregon Coast Community College has to offer. For example, one student who took CG 100 this term interviewed me on what my services are, what I do, what ways I help. They also talked to me about what were my toughest classes that I took as a student in college, right? What were some things that I wish I would have known before I started, right? So it's a really nice way to prepare you for more classes after you take this one as you go through your academic journey. Like I said, there's a few things to consider, how motivated you are, the amount of courses you plan to take, and most importantly, if you're doing any extracurricular activities, right? Some of us do sports, band, we're in leadership. Some of us, as high school students, work part-time jobs, right? So thinking about that dynamic and how much time you're going to have to invest is very crucial. Another thing, like I said, is how comfortable you are with online learning and then what transportation you have to this campus. Okay, and if you're interested in early college, you apply to the college, you make an advising appointment with one of us. We look at the courses to see what is available. So the summer course schedule and the fall course schedule just released yesterday. Those are going to have the class offerings that start July 6th, which is our summer term, and September 21st, which is our fall term. Some classes are online, some classes are via Zoom, some classes are from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., right? There's a lot of flexibility, and so we help you look at the schedule, see if you meet the prerequisite, see what class counts towards where in the terms of degree and overall goals, right? There's a lot of students interested in dental hygiene, engineering, and we don't offer these programs here, but we do offer a good amount of those courses that will transfer over to our university. Another thing that's very important is obtaining counselor approval. So Newport High School Vicky Roller, Ugo, and I have an Excel sheet or Google spreadsheet that's shared. We put in, a student name, talk about what course they want to do, and then they get the approval, right? Most often, and I don't want to speak for the counselors, but we appreciate having some sort of communication, letting us know that, hey, I already met with Jose and I already talked to Jose about these courses for forecasting reasons. Or vice versa. Hey, I talked to Vicky, I talked to Google, and it seems like my schedule's gonna be pretty open. I wanna talk early college, right? So communication between us is very, very key. And every single school has a designated success coach advisor to make that communication happen. Alrighty, we're almost there, guys. Before I do want to just welcome Charlie Nevers to the stage. Round of applause. So I need to brag about her for a little bit because I worked with her when she was a sophomore exactly 1 year ago. And she got counselor approval. She met with us. She said, Jose, I want to be a nurse and I want to get these nursing prerequisites done as soon as possible. And this term, she's taking a very, very pivotal class called Cell Biology 112, which unlocks prerequisites for anatomy, physiology 1, 2, and 3, microbiology, and nutrition. So it's a huge class, but she's absolutely crushing it. And she's one of our student speakers. At the end, if you guys have questions for any of us, I'm more than happy to ask.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Charlie. I'm currently a high school junior and an early college student at Oregon Coast Community College, where I'm completing my pre-nursing requisites. This upcoming summer term will mark the beginning of my second year in early college. I will soon be preparing to apply to the nursing program during my senior year. To give a little background about myself, I am a first-generation college student. That means I am the first in my family to pursue a college education. This is something I'm very proud of, but it also comes with a learning curve. Growing up, I knew I always wanted to go to college and build a career in healthcare, specifically nursing. However, even though I had that goal in mind, the college process itself felt unfamiliar. It was not just new for me, but it was also new for my family as well. There were people at home who had gone through this path before, so I had to figure out a lot of things as I went. When I first started early college, my main goal was to get a head start on my future. I knew I always wanted to become a nurse. However, I knew that the nursing program can often be very competitive. So I thought that if I could begin my prerequisites early, I would be more prepared. One of the biggest advantages of early college is the support system. Oregon Coast Community College has been a welcoming place to start my college journey. The staff and instructors are supportive, patient, and genuinely want students to succeed. A huge part of that support for me has been my academic advisor, Jose, who has guided me throughout the early college process from the very beginning. He has always been willing to answer my questions, help me figure out my classes, and lend a helping hand whenever I needed direction. Having someone like that in my corner has made a big difference, especially as being a first-generation student who is still learning how everything works. That consistent guidance has helped me feel more confident and less overwhelmed as I navigate both high school and college at the same time. Another major benefit is the flexibility that early college has to offer. As a high school student, my schedule is very full. I am also involved with cheerleading, which takes up a lot of my time during fall and winter seasons with games and practices. Because of that, having the opportunity to take classes online has been extremely helpful. It allows me to fit college into my life in a way that worked for me. There were many days where I would finish high school, then attend practice and be able to complete my college assignments later in the evening. Sometimes I would do the homework right after school, and other times I would be reviewing notes or submitting assignments late that night or on a long bus home right back from games. That flexibility taught me how to manage my time more efficiently and helped me realize that I am capable of balancing more than I thought. This spring term was especially meaningful to me because I took my first in-person college class. This experience has been very different from online learning, and I enjoyed it a lot. Being in a classroom and interacting with classmates and being able to ask questions in person made the material feel more engaging. I also appreciated my instructor being able to connect with me and the other students. One of the things I appreciate most about community college is the diversity of students. In my classes, I have met many people from many different backgrounds and stages of life. Some students are still in high school like me, others are recent graduates, and some are adults who are returning to school to create careers or change their education. That mix of experience creates a learning environment where you can learn not only from the material and teacher, but the people around you. Of course, early college is not early college without its challenges. One of the biggest challenges is learning how to manage your time and stay disciplined. Unlike high school, where everything is structured for you, college requires a lot more personal responsibility. You have to stay on top of deadlines, keep track of assignments, and make sure you're balancing school with everything else going on in your life. There are definitely moments where it can often feel overwhelming, especially when high school and college responsibilities overlap. Those skills are not just helping me now, but they also skills that I'll learn to carry into my future. Another thing I really value about early college is the affordability. Being able to take my college class for free and then pay a reduced tuition for the additional classes has made higher education feel more accessible. It has taken away some of the financial pressure off my family that often comes with college. It allows me to focus more on learning and less about worrying about the cost. Overall, early college has given me a strong foundation for my future. It has helped me get a head start academically, but also has helped me grow in confidence, responsibility, and independence. For anyone who is considering early college, I would strongly encourage you to try it. It may feel intimidating at first, but it is also an incredible opportunity to challenge yourself and explore your goals while having lots of support along the way. You learn how to manage college level work, meet new people, and you get to take a meaningful step towards your future earlier than majority of students. That's it.
Good job, Frank. Thanks for the shout. Alrighty, are you guys ready for trivia?
Yes.
Alright. Let's do question number 1. First hand up. Kids first dibs. True or false? There are no costs associated with early college. Raise your hand if you know the answer. Over here. False. Let's see if he's right. False. Good job. Come on in, guys. Question number 2. What are the first 2 steps to get started at Old Triple C?
I'm pretty sure it's talking to a student counselor and applying.
Let's see.
Probably not.
Apply, meet with an advisor. Nice job. Right. How many degrees do we offer at Oregon Coast Community College?
Oh,
I don't even know the answer.
oh, 9.
Let's see. Psychology, AQS, computer science, elementary, nursing and general stuff. All right. This one's gonna be the toughest one. What is the name of our mascot?
Sharks.
Mhm.
Oh, it's the name of it.
It is a shark.
It is a shark. It is a shark.
Wait,
Yes. Good job. Waverly. It was not even said whatsoever, so good job to y'all. Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate your guys' time. My business cards are on the side. If you guys want to contact, reach out to me. Or maybe like, hey, Jose, who is my student success coach for my high school? I'll get you guys connected, okay? And thank you guys so much for your time and have a lovely evening.
Thank you.
That's it.